This is 15th year we have held the Nomura Investment Forum Asia here in Singapore. It's become one of the most well-attended events in the region. Our clients welcome the access they get through one-on-one meetings, and they enjoy listening to leading experts on the latest trends in Asia.
Welcome to our 15th Nomura Investment Forum Asia.
The global economy is a combination of good news and bad news. Good news, of course, is the real economy is doing quite well. The United States is now in its 92nd month of job growth, and news recently has been that it probably will grow faster in the second half than in the first half.
Over the next 12 months, the outlook for the U.S. economy is pretty strong. I think the probability of recession over that period is really pretty low. We have big support from fiscal stimulus, both tax cuts and spending, but also financial conditions. Equity markets and credit are very supportive for growth. The problem is once you look beyond 12 months, things start to change. In particular, we're not going to get as much support from the fiscal side, plus the Fed's going to be raising rates over that period. So by the time you get to the middle of next year, the outlook's going to be worse.
So we've got a constructive view on the Eurozone economic outlook. We think growth will remain above trend, but then inflation will slowly rise in the period ahead, and that in turn will generate a further normalization of the ECB's monetary policy. Three factors in support of that conclusion concern firstly an exaggerated slowdown in the first quarter of this year, with domestic demand fundamentals still very solid. Secondly, the underlying imbalances in the Eurozone now are much reduced relative to pre-crisis phases. And thirdly, there are increasing evidences of capacity constraints in the Eurozone, and that in turn I think should generate higher investment and higher productivity growth going forward.
NIFA is a true showcase of Nomura's capabilities and thought leadership. Given Asia is our home market, we are well placed to deliver on our commitment of connecting markets east and west.
The topic I focused in today's global economic panel was the likeliness and likely trigger of monetary policy normalization from Bank of Japan. Our current idea is nothing would happen in terms of monetary policy normalization from Bank of Japan. Simply because very much stagnant wage and inflation condition in Japanese economy wouldn't allow BOJ to start normalizing monetary policy anytime soon. So it should stand for very stable and depressed condition of rates for a while.
Despite a rebound of some headline production numbers in May, I believe that economic growth in China will slow in the next few months because of foreign growth rate of property investment and infrastructure investment as a result of Chinese government's deleveraging efforts. I believe the markets underestimate the slowdown on the one hand, but may also underestimate what the Chinese government will do to ease policies in the next few months.
Really, when we think of fintech, we think the real revolution, it's not all about technology. It's really more about access. That's the real revolution. So bringing financial services, making them accessible to literally everybody.
Simple, narrow, intelligent AI that's just good at one thing, which is what we have today, just that alone is going to continue to revolutionize the world, and it's going to really, at an accelerated pace, revolutionize things. But after that, you start to have AI that is actually as smart as a human across the board, and then way, way smarter than a human. That's the future that I think is hard to fathom. It's going to either be very good or very bad, and that's a big question mark right now.
Asia is the most exciting region in the world right now, and it is events like this that put our clients at the center of everything we do so that ultimately we can succeed together.